If you've been wondering lately, is something wrong with me? Why can't I cope like I used to? Why am I so irritable, flat, unmotivated? Take a pause. What if you're not broken? What if you're tired? Not lazy, not failing, not mentally unstable, just tired. We live in a world that pathologizes exhaustion. You lose motivation, depression. You can't focus, ADHD. You feel detached, trauma response. You're snappy, anger issues. Now, let me be clear. Mental health conditions are real. They matter. They deserve care and proper support. But here is what I also know to be true. Sometimes the most honest answer isn't a diagnosis. Sometimes it's accumulated responsibility. Sometimes it's emotional labor that never gets acknowledged. Sometimes it's years of holding it together when no one was holding you. And the body eventually says, I need rest. I'm not talking about needing one good night's sleep. I'm talking about being the reliable one, always. Being the calm one, even when you're not calm inside. Being the decision maker when you're exhausted from deciding. Being the emotional regulator for everyone around you. Being the parent, the partner, the colleague who never gets to just collapse. Maybe you're navigating a relationship where you're constantly explaining yourself, defending your choices, absorbing tension that was never yours to carry. Maybe you've been strong through illness, through grief, through seasons that asked everything of you and gave very little back. And now your body feels heavy. Your mind feels foggy. Your patience, which used to feel bottomless, has a very visible bottom. That's not broken. That's depletion. Real exhaustion can look like not wanting to talk. It can look like crying more easily than you used to. Or not crying at all. Just feeling flat. It can feel like overstimulation from the smallest things. Like canceling plans you actually wanted to go to. Like staring at your phone and not being able to respond. And it sounds like, I just want quiet. I just want one day where no one needs me. I just want to exist without having to perform. That's not pathology. That's a nervous system that has been switched on for far too long. And here's the part that makes it confusing. You might still be functioning. You're still going to work, still cooking dinner, still answering messages, still showing up for everyone else, which makes you doubt yourself even more. How can I be exhausted? I'm still managing. Yes, But managing is not the same as thriving. Functioning is not the same as flourishing. And being capable does not mean you're not running on empty. You might be wondering, am I just being dramatic? Should I just push through? And I want to say gently, that question itself is a sign of how long you've been dismissing yourself. When you are broken, you feel defective. When you are tired, you feel drained. When you are broken, the thought is, there's something fundamentally wrong with me. When you are tired, your body whispers, I cannot keep carrying this alone. Those are different things, and they deserve different responses. Exhaustion is not a character flaw, it's feedback. Your nervous system keeps score even when you've convinced yourself you're fine. And long-term self-sacrifice eventually asks to be repaid. So before you diagnose yourself, try reducing one obligation, just one. Try taking one evening where you are genuinely unavailable. Try saying, I don't have capacity for that right now, without the paragraph of explanation after it. Try going quiet instead of performing strength. And then notice, does rest soften something in you? Does having space bring a little clarity back? Does reduced pressure let your personality return? If it does, you were tired, not broken. Now, if your exhaustion is severe, if it's been there a long time, if it comes with hopelessness that doesn't lift, please seek support. Asking for help is not weakness. It is, in fact, one of the bravest forms of strength. But don't rush to pathologize yourself simply for being human. Sometimes you're not anxious, you are overstretched. You are not depressed, you are depleted. You are not cold or distant, you are conserving the last of your energy because no one has told you that you are allowed to stop. If you've been holding everything together for a long time, it makes sense that you're tired. It makes sense that you want quiet. It makes sense that some days you don't want to be needed by anyone. You are not broken. You are someone who's carried too much for too long without enough support. And you are allowed to put some of it down. Not all of it, not perfectly, but something. Start here. If this resonated, tell me in the comments. Were you calling yourself broken when really you were just tired? And if no one has said this to you lately, you are not defective. You are tired. And tired people deserve rest.